Okay, good morning. Is the slide visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So first, let us discuss the test we conducted in the last class on the transfer function. First question, many of you have done it correct, I think, but second question, only Akhilesh has done it correct, rest all have done it wrong. So let us see what is the issue, what you have not understood. Let us see the solution of that. So the first question was to obtain the transfer function frequency response of the given system, and you have to comment on the stability of the system after plotting the pole zero pattern in the z plane. Okay, so the given difference equation of the system. Okay, the difference equation of the system is given to you as y of n equal to 2yn minus 1 minus 0.8 yn minus 2 plus x of n plus 0.8 x of minus n minus 1. Now to obtain the transfer function, so can I get the answer? What do you mean by transfer function of the system? What is the formula for that transfer function?
Y by X.
Y by x. Okay, output by input. Now we are writing it in terms of the uh, in z plane. So the transfer function will be defined as h of z equal to y of z by x of z. Okay, so you have to obtain h of z. For that, you need to apply z transform to the given difference equation, where the difference equation contains the y of n and x of n. So let us apply the z transform on both sides of the difference equation. So while you apply z transform, y of n will be y of z, and this is y of n minus 1 shifted. So in the z transform, it will be z inverse y of z. Now here y n minus 2 shifted by 2 units. So it will be multiplied by z raised to minus 2. So z raised to minus 2 y of z plus x of n transform is x of z plus 0.8 into x of n minus 1 shifted by 1 unit. So z inverse x of z. So this is the z transform of the given equation. Now you have to rearrange and get it of the form y of z by x of z, which will give you the transfer function of the given system. So the transfer function of the system is defined as y of z by x of z, which is 1 plus 0.8 z inverse upon 1 minus 2 z inverse plus 0.8 z raised to minus 2. Now you need to plot the, or let us find the frequency response, or okay, let us plot the poles and zeros. So let us factorize it on the numerator and denominator. Numerator will give you the information on the zeros, and the denominator will give you the information of the poles. So equating numerator to 0, you will get z as 0 and z as minus 0.8, and denominator equating to 0, you will get 1.445 and 0.45. So we found out that uh, one of the pole is lying outside the unit circle. So you will come to the conclusion that since pole is outside the circle, the system is unstable. So by looking at the answer, I can see uh, yes, most of you are getting the answer. Few have done it wrong also. Okay, so many of you are getting, but few of them have made mistakes. That you check what is where you have done the mistake. Okay, then frequency response, how you will obtain? Directly substitute for z as e raised to j omega will give you the frequency response of the system. Now this one is many of you have done it wrong. Finding the transfer function and impulse response of the system. Okay. So again, transfer function means h of z. You have to obtain h of z. And impulse response. What is impulse response? It is h of n. Small letter h of n. Many of you have, I have seen written as capital H of n. No. Impulse response normally it is defined as small letter h of n. Okay. So you have to obtain transfer function, that is h of z. After obtaining h of z, take the inverse, you will obtain the h of n, which is the impulse response of the system. So first let us obtain the z transform for the given equation, that is y of z minus 1 by 3 z inverse y of z equal to 4 into z inverse x of z. Rearrange it and get it of the form y of z by x of z. You will obtain 4z inverse upon 1 minus 1 by 3 z inverse. Let us again rearrange it so that we can obtain, this will give you the transfer function. Okay, h of z is the transfer function and this equation will give you the transfer function of the given difference equation. Now you have to obtain the impulse response. Impulse response means it is h of n. So from h of z, how you will obtain h of n? By taking inverse z transform. So to obtain the inverse z transform, we have to get it of the general form. So let us rearrange it so that you are getting h of z as 4 upon z minus 1 by 3. That is 1 upon z minus a. So your a is 1 by 3. And the what is the region of convergence for this equation? What will be the region of convergence? Z will be greater than or less than 1 by 3?
Greater than 1 by 3.
Greater than 1 by 3. So it will be a left sided or right sided?
Right sided.
Right sided equation once you take the inverse. Okay, so if you take the inverse of this, what you will obtain? If you take the inverse of this, all of you please tell me what will be the answer for this. 4 upon z minus 1 by 3.
We will need to multiply and divide by z.
Sorry?
We'll need to multiply and divide by z to get it into standard form first. That is
You are
4.
telling z upon, you will multiply and divide by z.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it required?
To get it in standard form, then we can use one of the standard inverse transformations.
Which is that standard one?
This one. A raised to n a raised to n minus 1 u of n.
A raised to n minus n u of
N.
n. You don't have 1 upon z minus a like that. You don't have any standard equation. 1 upon z minus a. What is the z inverse for that? One upon z minus a. So let us go back. So Akhilesh, what you're telling, you are dividing and by Z
Yes.
and multiplying by Z.
Yes, ma'am,
Then
because then we have the form Z by Z minus A, and we know
yes,
that we multiplied by Z inverse, it is shifted signal.
yes,
So after getting for Z by Z minus 1 by 3, we can shift the signal.
yes, yes, correct. So I think we have not taken any form of this kind. I think we have directly taken minus this kind of numericals we have not done. I think so that is why maybe everyone has done it wrong. Okay. So all of you understood here what you will do here. You have to get it of the form Z upon Z minus A. So here you will divide and multiply by Z. Okay. And so that it is in effect it is same only. So Z upon Z. So this will be equal to, I can write it as Z inverse into Z into the same thing 4 upon Z minus half. This again I can write it as 4 Z inverse. Okay, 4 Z inverse into Z upon Z minus 1 by 3. Okay, all of you understood how it is written? Others? Aniket, can you follow this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now I can obtain the inverse Z transform directly. That is 4Z inverse into Z upon Z minus A. Okay. So if I take this, this is a shifted signal. Z inverse come here means this is a shifted signal. So while I take the inverse Z transform, I should write it accordingly. Okay. So 4 by Z minus 1 by 3, I numerator and denominator divided by Z. Then I can write divided by Z as Z inverse into Z. Then it will be of the form 4Z inverse Z upon Z minus 1 by 3. Now if I take the inverse Z transform, you will get H of n as 4 into A raised to n minus 1. Okay, it is a shifted signal. So 4 into A raised to n minus 1 U of n minus 1. Okay, A is 1 by 3. So 4 into 1 by 3 raised to n minus 1 into U of n minus 1. So all of you can go through this and understand how that inverse you are obtaining. So next further in the next numericals, I will not do that in between steps. Okay, directly when you are getting of this form, you should know how to get the Z inverse for this. Now let us come to the next topic. That is, again you need the same whatever you have done for the test, same knowledge you require for the further topics. So solution of the difference equations in the Z plane. Okay, how to obtain the solution for that. Now we are taking three conditions, and accordingly we are trying to obtain the response of the system. That is, what are these three conditions? First condition is the forced response of the system. What do you mean by the forced response? The response of the system due to input alone. That means when I am giving the input to the system, how the system is going to behave, neglecting the initial conditions. Initial conditions in the sense neglecting if capacitor is there, inductor is there, if any stored energy is there, that we are neglecting, and we are assuming that there is no stored charge, there is no in the inductor or the capacitor, and while I apply a input to the system, step input, impulse input, whatever it is, how the system is going to behave. So that is known as the forced response. By I'm giving a input to the system, how it behaves. Next is free or natural response of the system. That means neglecting the input to the system. I'm not giving any input to the system. Because of the stored energy in the system, how the system is going to behave without any input. So that is known as the free or the natural response of the system. The response of the system due to initial conditions alone. That is neglecting the input. Third one is the total response of the system. That is, actual response of the system will be due to the stored energy plus due to the input applied. So this is the total response, which is the combination of the forced and the natural response. Okay, whereas forced is due to the input alone and natural response is due to the initial conditions alone. Now we are going to see how to obtain these responses for a given system. Okay, the system given here it is y of n minus 3 by 4 y of n minus 1 plus 1 by 8 y of n minus 2 equal to x of n plus x of n minus 1. Now certain conditions are given here. Y of minus 1 equal to 0, y of minus 2 equal to minus 1. That is, previous outputs of the systems are given to you. Now you have to obtain first case the natural response of the system, the second case forced response of the system, third case is frequency response of the system. Always frequency response I can obtain from the transfer function by putting z equal to e raised to j omega. Now one difference in solving the difference equation here it is to apply the initial conditions. Okay, so to apply the initial conditions, there is a change in the Z transform which we have been using so far, because so far what we have done is the two-sided Z transform. That means the definition of the Z transform is minus infinity to infinity x of n z raised to minus n. Okay, that is the two-sided Z transform. Now for the initial conditions, we will be going for the one-sided Z transform whose equation or the definition is different. That is only one-sided, 0 to infinity. Okay, so only one side. That time let us expand the Z transform and let us see how to obtain that equation. So before that, natural response of the system is due to initial conditions only. So we have to neglect the input to the system. So let us put x of n as 0. Okay, so the difference equation becomes y of n minus 3 by 4 y of n minus 1 plus 1 by 8 y of n minus 2 equal to 0. Right hand side was your input to the system. So let us neglect it by putting as 0. Now let us go back to that one-sided Z transform. How to expand the one-sided Z transform. So the definition for one-sided is, instead of from minus infinity to infinity, it is 0 to infinity. Let us take a shifted signal x of n minus 1 z raised to minus n. Okay, we have defined the general equation earlier while we explained the Z transform. By hearting that general formula will be difficult. Rather than, let us understand it by expanding it so that it will be easy for you to remember, because we require this for various shifted signals. So 0 to infinity x of n minus 1 z raised to minus 1 n. So this is a shifted input x of n minus 1. So when I apply the summation, first I will put n as 0. First I will put n as 0. So if I put n as 0 here, I will obtain x of minus 1. Now z raised to minus n. So z raised to 0 plus what will be the next series? will be n equal to 1. So if I put n equal to 1 here, 1 minus 1, it will become 0. So next term will be x of 0 and z raised to minus 1. Similarly, the next term will be n equal to 2. So 2 minus 1, so it is x of 1, z raised to minus 2. Like that it will be expanded till infinity. Now, if I take z inverse common from second term onwards, you can see from second term onwards, we have z minus 1, z minus 2, like that comes in the later terms also. So from the second term onwards, let us take z minus common from that. So first term is as it is, x of minus 1, z raised to 0 is 1. So let us write it as x of minus 1 only, plus z inverse. If I take it out, first term will be x of 0. Second term, if I took z minus 1 out, left out is z minus 1. Okay, plus x of 2. So next term, it will be z raised to minus 2. Like that it will extend. So let us see what is there inside the bracket. It is nothing but the expansion of the z transform of input x of n, that is x of 0 plus x of 1 z raised to minus 1 plus x of 2 z raised to minus 2. So in general I can write it as this expansion, I can write it as x of z. Okay, x of 0 plus x of 1 z raised to minus 1. This I can write it as x of z. So it will be x of minus 1 plus z inverse into x of z. So the z transform of the shifted signal is x of n minus 1 is x of minus 1 plus z inverse x of z. Similarly, let us do for shifted by 2 units, x of n minus 2. So for n minus 2, first term will be n equal to 0. So it will be x of minus 2, z raised to 0. Next term will be x of minus 1, z raised to minus 1. Next term is x of 0, z raised to minus 2. Then x of 1, it will continue. Now, from where now I will take common out? From here. From third term, I will take z raised to minus 2 common out. So, taking, sorry, here it has to be z raised to minus 2. From the, not the second term, from the third term, take z raised to minus 2 common out. So x of 0 plus x of 1, z raised to minus 1, it will extend up to unity, up to infinity. So let us general expansion that I can write it as x of z. So it will be x of minus 2 plus x of minus 1 z inverse plus z inverse into x of z. Okay, this way you can do it for any shifted signal. So I will just directly show you for x of n minus 3. It will be, if you remember that, understand how it is formed. So for any terms you can write it. So for x of n minus 3, it will be x of minus 3 plus x of minus 2 z inverse plus x of minus 1 z raised to minus 2 plus z raised to minus 3 x of z. So normally up to 3 terms only I can see in your any question paper. So this formula you should learn how to expand. Now let us go back to our question again.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you just once more explain? From x raised to n minus 2, 1.
Okay. X of n minus 2, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Here, if you expand the series, how you will expand? By putting n equal to 0, 1, 2 up to infinity. So let us put x as 0. So if I put, n as 0. So first, if I put n as 0, it will be x of minus 2 z raised to 0. Okay, in this here I have not z raised to minus n. So here I put n as 0. So it will be x of minus 2 z raised to 0. First term. Second term is n equal to 1. So 1 minus 2 is minus 1. So x of minus 1 z raised to minus 1. Then next term n equal to 2. So 2 minus 2 0. So x of 0 z raised to minus 2. Okay. Plus next one will be n equal to 3. 3 minus 2 will be 1. So x of 1 z raised to minus 3. It will extend up to infinity. Now from where you have to take z out? From the third term, that is x of 0 into z raised to minus 2. From this term onwards, I will take z raised to minus 2 common out. So from the third term onwards, if I take z raised to minus 2 common out, so it will be x of 0, okay, x of 0 plus, now if I take z raised to minus 2 from this, it will be left out will be z raised to minus 1. Now next term will be x of 2 z raised to minus 2, like that. Now I can write.
It will be minus 2 na, for capital X raised to Z. Z raised to minus 2 na, for the last one.
Wait. Which step? This step you are telling?
No, ma'am, the next one. After that.
Final answer.
Yes, ma'am. It should, for last one, it will be Z raised to minus 2 a capital
Yes,
X
yes,
of Z.
yes,
No?
yes. Again, because now I told you now in this step I skipped it. So next step automatically while I copied it, previous only came. Correct what you told.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Attendance is posted, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So now you can understand na? That was the mistake, because by mistake while copied instead of minus 2 I placed it as minus 1. Otherwise you are able to follow, na?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So similarly for n minus 3 also the same way you will get x of minus 3 minus 2 z inverse minus 1 z raised to minus 2 then z raised to minus 3 x of z. Okay. Okay, I hope everyone gave the attendance. Now let us come back to our question where we need to find out the natural response. So we had already put initial condition, we have put the input as 0 to obtain the natural response, x of n as 0 in the equation. We obtained it on the right hand side as 0 because right hand side was containing the input. Now let us apply the Z transform for this. So when you apply the Z transform, when you apply the one-sided Z transform for this, we need to get the initial condition. So one-sided Z transform is applied here. So y of n minus 1, the one which right now we have seen for shifted signal, the one-sided Z transform. So what is the first term? First term is y of minus 1 plus Z inverse into y of Z. For a shifted signal by 1 unit, the terms are y of minus 1 plus Z inverse into y of Z plus 1 by 8 into y of n minus 2. So it is shifted by 2 units. So what are the terms for 2 units? Y of minus 2 plus y of minus 1 into Z inverse plus Z raised to minus 2 into y of Z. So let us close the bracket. Okay, that is equal to 0. Now let us apply the conditions, initial conditions. What are the initial conditions given in the question? Anyone noted it? What are the initial conditions? Y of minus 1 is how much? And y of minus 2 is how much?
Y of minus 1, 0. Y of minus 1.
It is 1 or minus 1?
1 plus 1.
Minus 1, ma'am.
Minus 1. Minus 1.
Minus 1. No? So y of minus 2 is minus 1 and y of minus 1 is 0. So applying those initial conditions in the equation, wherever y of minus 1 is there you can put it as 0. Okay, so here this term will become 0. Then where is y of minus 2? Here you have to put it as minus 1. Then this term will become 0.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, why are we putting x of n equal to 0?
It is the natural response of the system. Natural response means due to the stored energy in the system, that only we will take. We will not apply any input to the system. So x of n is your input. So x of n minus 1 and all will be 0. There is no input to the system.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So your term will become y of z minus 3 by 4 z inverse y of z plus 1 by 8 minus 1 plus z raised to minus 2 y of z equal to 0. Now the same term I have taken here. Now let us rearrange it. Open the bracket and let us obtain y of z. Take it common out, and one term, that is 1 by 8, can be taken to the right hand side of the equation. Now let us obtain y of z as 1 upon 8 divided by 1 minus 3 by 4 z inverse plus 1 by 8 z raised to minus 2. Now for this you need to rearrange again, because you have to factorize and you have to obtain the partial fraction, then you will get the inverse. You can apply the inverse Z transform. So denominator z raised to minus 2, that you can take it out, so that it will go to the numerator as z square. Then denominator will change to z square minus 3 by 4 z plus 1 by 8. Now from the numerator, out of z square, one z can be taken to the left hand side, so that it will be of the form y of z by z. It will be of the form y of z by z. So right hand side it will be 1 upon 8z divided by, factorizing the denominator, you will get it as z minus half into z minus 1 by 4. So again, you can do the partial fraction of this. Okay, one thing is missing. Any mistake in the equation? Any mistake in the equation? While you applied the partial fraction, any mistake? Is it correct? Aniket, Akhilesh?
It does seem correct.
Correct only, no?
Yes, ma'am. The poles are half and 1/4.
Huh. Okay, so after doing the partial fraction, you are obtaining as A and B, so that you can check it later whether this is A and B values are correct. You can check it later. So you are getting A as 1/4, B as 1/8. Now let us take from the left hand side, Z can be taken to the other side, so that you are going to get the general form of the Z equation. So it will be easy for you to take the inverse Z. So you are getting on the right hand side as 1/4 Z upon Z minus half minus 1/8 Z upon Z minus 1/4. If you apply the inverse Z transform for this, the natural response of the system y of n will be equal to 1/4 a raised to n u of n minus 1/8 a raised to n u of n. So the poles are half and 1/4. So this is the natural response of the system, that is, we are not applying any input, only taking the initial conditions of the system. Second part of the question was to obtain the forced response of the system. So what do you mean by forced response? We are neglecting the stored energy or neglecting the initial conditions, and for the given input, what is the output obtained? Okay, we don't take into consideration the initial conditions, just we observe what is the output of the system for the given input. So what is the input here? We are applying a step input. So step input is x of n equal to u of n. So neglect the initial conditions. So this is your equation, given equation, x of n, your input is a step input. So instead of x of n, you will write it as u of n, and x of n minus 1 will be written as u of n minus 1. So initial conditions neglected. So directly you apply the Z transform. So what is the Z transform for this equation? Y of n will be y of z, and 3/4 y of n minus 1 will be z inverse y of z plus 1/8 z raised to minus 2 y of z plus u of n can be written either directly obtain the Z transform for the step signal, which is z upon z minus 1, or you can write it as u of z time being, okay, plus z inverse into u of z. So u of z expansion is z upon z minus 1. Now let us take y of z common out from this left hand side. Y of z, if I take common, it will be 1 minus 3/4 z inverse plus 1/8 z raised to minus 2 equal to, now expand u of z, that is z upon z minus 1 plus z inverse into u of z, again it is z upon z minus 1. Now if you simplify the equation, again on the right hand side z minus 1 is there, on the denominator it is common, so on the numerator it will become z plus 1. Now y of z, the term can be taken to the right hand side. So you will get it z plus 1 upon z minus 1 into the term inside the square bracket. Again you can factorize it. For that you need to take that z raised to minus 2 out. Z raised to minus 2 out, if you take it, it will go to the numerator as z square. Now again factorize the denominator as z minus half into z minus 1 by 4. Now out of z square, again z can be taken to the left hand side, so you will get it of the form y of z by z, and right hand side it will be z into z plus 1 divided by the factorized denominator terms. Now apply the partial fraction, you will get of this form. I'm not skipping few steps, directly writing. After partial fraction, you are getting the terms as 16 by 3 z minus 1 minus 6 upon z minus half plus 5 by 3 upon z minus 1 by 4. Now, what is the next step? From the left hand side, take z to the right hand side so that you will get the general form for obtaining the inverse z transform. So, taking z to the other side, you will get all the general form of the z inverse. So, take the z inverse of this. So, you will get inverse, taking z inverse z transform. The forced response of the system will be 16 by 3 u of n minus 6 into half raised to n u of n plus 5 by 3 into 1 by 4 raised to n u of n. So this is the forced response by applying a step input to the system, that is neglecting the initial conditions and applying a step input to the system. This is the forced response obtained. Now frequency response is obtained by putting z equal to e raised to j omega in h of z. That means now we have to obtain h of z for the system. So what is h of z? H of z is y of z upon x of z. So let us take that y of z equation. For the step signal we obtained y of z as this and x of z as step signal. So what is x of z is z upon z minus 1. So take the ratio y of z by x of z. If I take the ratio, then one term z minus 1 and one of the z will get cancelled and you will obtain as z into z plus 1 upon z minus half into z minus 1 by 4. Just equate z as e raised to j omega, you will obtain the frequency response. So what we learned here is the forced response let us go back to the again. So what we learned here is to find the solution of the difference equation using z transform. So first we need to obtain the forced response of the system, then you can obtain the free response of the system, then by adding these two together you will obtain the total response. Okay, in the Laplace, while we did earlier, there automatically we are inserting the initial conditions and obtaining the total response. Okay, here the method adapted here it is obtaining the response of the system individually, that for the input alone, neglecting the initial conditions. Then second case is neglecting the input and considering only the stored energy in the system, obtaining the natural response. Then we are adding these two together to get the actual response or the total response of the system. So we have seen a system in which there was initial conditions given, but we obtained it. First we obtained with initial conditions and second we obtained without initial conditions, only step input given. Then these two responses can be added together to obtain the total response. Okay, and main thing here it is to apply the initial conditions, we use the one-sided z transform equations So for the shifted signal, we have seen the expansion of the one-sided Z transform, so that directly you can insert the initial conditions in that expanded series. So for x of n minus 2, you have seen it, and x of n minus 3 also. Okay. So please revise and come, so that we will, again, you have to do one numerical based on this tomorrow. Any doubt?